Welcome to another plan with me. It is March 2nd. I'm Karina. Hello, welcome. February was kind to me. Not financially, however, very good to me emotionally. Like, I have been doing a lot of growth with my mental health. I'm feeling so much better. This was like the first winter where I didn't feel so down in the dumps, which is fantastic. It's been a couple of years and I'm like, wow. I am so proud of me. I'm Karina and I do monthly plan with me's, monthly resets. I've started to include my budget in here. I am a very low income gal. I run a real tight ship. I am also on a debt-free journey. I am doing micropayments over on my TikTok if you want to follow that. And lately in February, we're going to get into it, but I have been posting a lot more. I've sort of been trying to bring up my habits and be consistent with a lot of different things, and YouTube videos was definitely something that I wanted to keep being consistent in. So I've managed to upload a lot in February. So if you like anything budget, Notion, habit tracking, lifestyle, I'm also an actress, again, low income actress, then follow along, subscribe to my channel, and like this video if you want to see more plan with me's or more finance videos, because I am learning every single day. I do use my Notion to budget. I think I'm gonna switch over to an Excel sheet. I'm gonna learn how to do that finally, and I'll see if that's so much better in terms of my finances. I think my budget tracker in Notion has been fine. It's just, no, it's me. It's a me thing. I have not been consistent with updating it every single day. I'm gonna do it every single day in the month of March. Like, I have to. It makes me feel so uncomfortable, especially when my months are very low in terms of income. Like in February, I did not earn enough to cover all of my expenses, so I did end up pulling from my savings, and I'm so thankful that I still have a savings account that I can pull from, but I definitely don't want to keep pulling from it. I want to replenish what I have taken out. That is the goal for the month of March. I also have a trip coming up, going back home to Fresno at the end of the month. So we've got some time, and I do have some checks coming in the mail. Yes, I still receive physical checks. I've also been really good about my content calendar. I have a calendar also in Notion that I use to track all of the videos that I want to do for the month, all of my ideas on the side. You'll see it. Let me just get into my Notion. I also use Google Calendar to plan everything. That is where I have all of the stuff that I'm doing every single day of my life. It has kept my life running pretty smoothly, if I do say so myself. We're gonna start off with February. As per usual, I do have my big general hub in Notion. It's my personal home, and then all of my months are in here. So we'll get into February. I do have reflections that I like to do, and that just gives me a better idea as to how the month went and what I'd like to improve for the future month. So let me start checking off some things here. I did have 2 do nothing days. I also did 5 videos. I did 6 videos in the month of February, and I feel so good about that. A lot of my creativity is coming back as well, which feels really good too. I don't know, it feels like I live in LA and spring is literally like here already. However, I know we're still in winter, so I'm still taking things a little bit slow and like slowly coming into the habits that I want to keep and new ventures that I want to do. It's been feeling amazing. Granted, I've gotten into this sort of mini loop on my numbers and my views, and they're not as high as they were last year, which I know is fine. I totally know it's fine. I'm not focusing on that, although I still have it in the back of my mind. But the quality of my videos, the changes that I'm doing with my thumbnails, like, again, it goes back to that creativity. It's been feeling really good, really good. So I'm excited to see what I end up doing for March. I did already have like a list of videos that I wanted to do for March. I don't think I've put them in my content calendar yet, but we'll talk about it. In terms of movement, I didn't do much running. I did go for a run, and that was beautiful. There's a video coming next week, next Saturday. So again, subscribe if you want to see what a week in my life looks like. That one was actually filled with a lot of ups and downs. Like, I thought it was going to be a super busy week. It was a very busy week, but it didn't turn out as busy in terms of work related. Come back and watch it. You'll see. I did not stretch every day, but I did stretch maybe like twice a week. Again, not the best. I'm planning to go for a walk today, so we're gonna keep these goals coming through for March. My finances, we're not even gonna talk about that. I barely had any work in January, which means that the income would have come in February. You'll see what I made in my tracker, but it has been a very slow couple of months. January and February, very, very slow. I'm hoping that things are picking up again. I'm ready to work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling more capable, more resilient, have more endurance in me. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to do that, which is probably why I picked up YouTube again and like tried to be even more consistent with that. But I am still planning to replenish my 1,000 in my savings account, and I'm hoping that I continue to have 1,500 rollover every single month. And the goal is a 4K month. Technically, the goal is 10,000 a month. We'll get there. Books. I finished Atomic Habits. If you're subscribed here, you would have seen that I did a day in my life. It was like a day indoors with me, and I also baked zucchini bread, and which was something that I had never done before. And I'm not gonna lie, it did not turn out too bad. I did give it away to friends and coworkers because it was a lot of it. But I did talk about Atomic Habits and the things that I took away from the book. It was technically my second time reading it, just because I started it and then started it, never finished it, stopped somewhere in the middle of it, and I picked it up maybe a year and a half later and then finished it. And the second half is definitely better. It's very easy to read, very digestible. If you've read it, please let me know what your takeaways were from the book. But I appreciated the talk on identity, because I had always imagined identity being like, I'm an actor, but like actually I am someone who's disciplined, who is punctual, and who is very observant and has really good listening skills. Like, that's what comes from being an actor, as opposed to like my identity just being an actor, you know? Or like if you take an athletic person, someone who's athletic, and they're like, I'm a football player. Actually, you're someone who enjoys physical challenges, and you're disciplined, and you're highly motivational, like things like that. Maybe even a leader if you're like a quarterback, you know? That was very validating for me, and I loved finishing the book. There was also obviously a lot of talk on habit tracking and how that is basically the data that you have in order to understand your identity. Loved that, because I have always been someone who loves tracking. I have also said that I'm a scientist because I review, and then I do again. So like, you can also be a scientist if you want. My clarinet, I did not play my clarinet. Did I have the urge to play? Absolutely I did. Didn't pick it up though. My projects and stuff, I still have not booked a principal role, and I still have not been an on-camera person in a commercial, but I definitely had a lot of auditions this month too, which feels really good. Just my options are big, you know, they're abundant. There's just so many possibilities, and I'm sure I'm gonna book something soon. I am sure. I do still have my podcast in here because, again, that urge has been like creeping in more and more. So we'll see what we do. A quick overview, you can see that in the month of February, $2,200 was my total expenses, and I technically made $3,100. Well, I do always include my rollover, and my rollover was $1,300. And I like to have a $1,500 buffer because I know that on the first of the month, my car insurance and my rent is taken out immediately. And then of course, I just like to have a little extra for peace of mind. This month, I did not hit that $1,500. And if we minus, what is that? If we minus, so really, really I only made like 1874, which is not even enough for my expenses, you know? So again, very slow month, very, very slow month. Here in this section are all of my fixed expenses. And again, I have a lot of debt and I am on a debt-free journey. Unfortunately for me, I was not able to hit $100 payment for my Capital One, which my Capital One is my highest interest card, and I am choosing to do the avalanche method. And I do want to get rid of this card first. It is also just so happens to be the lowest card that I have, like the lowest amount that I have on the card. I maybe did like $4 extra above the minimum on this month, but again, hopeful that I will be working a lot more in the month of March and that I will be able to pay more for that month. Oh, my rent actually for the month of February, I paid like $807, I think. I paid less this month because we got a credit. A couple of videos ago, I talked about there was a leak or something that was happening and our wall was completely torn off. For like a whole month, we were living like that in our bedroom, and it was just like, hello, like this is not livable. Please, SOS. So they very kindly credit us. My epidemic sound, so I did end up lowering this payment for the next 3 months. So this month, March, is going to be my last month that I will pay $5.40. Then it goes back up to, I believe it's $17.99. I just have to account for that for the next month here. And then everything else pretty much stayed the same. And then my issue is no longer spending. My issue is that I simply have low income. I do not make a lot of money. My part-time job is very slow. I was applying to some things, nothing happened. And I was grateful though to have booked a few more background things so that of course I could like supplement my income, which was nice. So those checks though I won't receive until this month. So I'll see how much I made with that. I'm still paying off my couch. I think I owe $70 now. I transferred $20 to my savings and then $10 to my fun money fund, which is in my Capital One account. I have a checkings account and a savings account because it is a high yield savings account. That fun money, I've actually just been using that amount in there. I have maybe like $35 left in there. I've been using that to just transfer over to my micropayments, over to my credit card. It's been working. It's been working. I did purchase something at the beginning of the month. I purchased a new dress. I also have a video on that. I went thrifting that day and I spent $10. I spent $9.99 on that dress and I don't feel bad about it actually. My groceries, all of my money just pretty much goes to groceries. I literally, Goodwill and a car wash were the only things. No. I also bought, where's my self-care? I also bought conditioner and eye drops and I think pads, or maybe just conditioner and eye drops. So those were my 4 purchases. Car wash, conditioner, contact solution. I wear contacts. So contact solution and a dress. That's what I buy. I don't need anything. All of my money just goes straight to groceries. So that's what February looked like. Let me show you my content calendar for February because I'm real proud of that. So here's my social calendar on the side, all of my ideas. And then I annotate here, like when a video is done, I do cross it off as done so you can see it in green. And then I do have it categorized with YouTube. Is it long form, short form? And my TikTok here, also done videos, what it's for, TikTok. And let me see, behind the scenes. So I'm still editing this one, so it's not completed, but I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I did 6 long form videos on my YouTube channel. So subscribe, be a part of this, be a part of the growth that I'm gaining, and hopefully there is some inspo that you take and that you understand this low income lifestyle. Or if you're on TikTok, if you want to follow my micropayments on there, I do try to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because again, that's what my budget can handle right now. Hopefully it can go up to every single day and we get that credit card paid off sooner, hopefully. And then let me show you my Google Calendar because I love my Google Calendar. I love her so much. This is what it looked like in the month of February. I don't know if I'm allowed to show you everything here. Yes, I can. Pretty sure I can. I do have it color coordinated because it's much easier for my eyeballs. So the blues, you can see that it is YouTube. The like dark color, like magenta looking, like these, where did it go? Like this darker color here is my part-time job. These guys here, this color here is acting related, whether I'm gonna be on set or if I'm gonna do a self-tape or if I'm helping out my boyfriend with his self-tapes. And and then this lighter blue are my workouts. So it's easier for me to just sort of arrange it and know across the board like what is happening. So now we'll get into my March calendar. I did change this here to say go with the flow because I felt myself a little bit rigid. Like I can feel myself sometimes being snappy to my boyfriend. And yes, I'm in my PMS week, so my hormones are just going a little haywire, but that is still no excuse. Like I cannot revert back to my old habits of avoidance, getting quiet, being snappy. Like I'm an adult. I can use my words. And I'm very thankful that my boyfriend is also someone who is very understanding, very compassionate, and also has a lot of patience. I don't want to take that for granted. So I don't even want to like push the boundaries, although sometimes I do, which that's on me. But I definitely want to be a little bit more go with the flow because I used to. Granted, yes, I love to plan and I love to have a schedule and I love to be able to like tick things off. That just fuels me. And he's very similar too, but I don't know. I want to be able to like move with the water, move with the air. So we'll see where that takes me. And of course, I'm gonna still be present, be disciplined, and I still wanna be playful. Again, my reflections come at the end of the month, so let me uncheck a lot of these guys. I'm gonna take away this 5 because my goal is to do 1 a week. Again, I want to have a Saturday upload schedule. This video though, this plan with me might go up a little bit sooner because they are faster to edit, and I guess the closer it is to like the beginning of the month, the better. So I might have it up by like Thursday or Friday. My movement, I do want to walk, run, and stretch. Yes, yes, yes. My book, since I did those 2, now I just have the bell jar to finish. Oops, what did I do? So let me get rid of this, the creative act. I finished that one last year, and then I'm feeling pretty good about my reading slump. Like I'm planning to read a lot more, which it just goes back to like the habits, making better habits. Like I want to stop scrolling on my phone and reading instead, you know? A new goal though, talking about my finances earlier, I do want to check my account and update my tracker every single day. Even if there's nothing, even if I know that there is 0 to update, I need to look at my account regardless of the income. I see that I check my account more when I get more income as opposed to when I get less income. And I know that that comes out of fear because I'm still coming from like a scarcity mindset. I seem to still be coming from a scarcity mindset, which I'm trying to get away from that, you know? I know my life is abundant. I know that there's so many possibilities for an income. And I also have a lot of plans for how to up that income. I've been looking into different websites like Bento, which is a UGC website where I could continue practicing my creativity and learning how to work with brands and learning how to pitch myself and everything, which is also a lot of things that I'm afraid of. So again, in the spirit of taking on things that I am scared of, I want to start doing all of that, which obviously, like if I do it, then the outcome's going to be what? Getting more money. That's not a bad outcome. I do want to do that, and I also want to put myself out there a little bit more and open up more about like what I'm doing. So even the other day I posted just a small story about my auditions on my Instagram, and I don't know why Instagram just kind of scares me. Like it feels like I have eyes on me that are from years and years ago, you know, like people that I've known for many years. I don't know, it feels scary. I feel better on YouTube, probably because I can't see who is watching, and also it's mostly filled with strangers, you know? And also I have like very low views now, so like, meh. And then TikTok also just kind of feels like a throwaway almost, and since I have like a really good purpose on there about my micropayments, it feels purposeful, and I don't get too scared about that. And a lot of my friends that I know now are also following me on there, so like that's cool. Yeah, so for March, I'm keeping the same goals, checking my stuff, and still trying to play my clarinet because, again, in the spirit of not scrolling on my phone and being more creative, I feel like playing my clarinet is only going to help. So, oh my gosh, I didn't even go through my auditions. Actually, I forgot to update that. I'll show you in the next one. I guess you have to subscribe so you can see the next one. So you can see April's... my gosh, I can't believe we're already in March. That was fast. This should be completely blank except for these guys that are the same, my fixed expenses and my rollover. So this month I was left with $1,100, and actually I did change it. Okay, my goal here, so speaking on my highest interest card, my Capital One card, I want to pay $100, which would be $40 above my minimum. And I also want to do a little bit more on my Bank of America card instead of the minimum as well. That way, you know, we just get ahead of the game a little bit. So the fixed expenses will be a little over $2,000, which I feel like, again, I could make that. I can make that. And this month, I do plan to pay for my couch, so do another payment on my couch. And then like I said earlier, I do have a Fresno trip coming up, which is pretty much just gas, which is going to be about $80. And then I also want to update some things on my Actors Access. And unfortunately for us, if you submit or if you upload your self-tape, like it charges you by the minute, and it's like $22 a minute. And if you go over a minute, it's another $22. So if you had a video that was a minute and 2 seconds long, that's $44, which is nuts. But my plan is to do a quick little slate because I know that that's how you get more exposure on there. And I also want to update it with some clips that I have from my reel, and I'm hoping that that will help with my submissions and stuff. And then I also want to go out shopping for some very specific things. I need new clothes regardless. I haven't shopped in a very long time. Last month, yes, I shopped, but that was one thing. And a lot of the stuff that I have is like 10 years old. I definitely see that I need an upgraded wardrobe, especially for my acting stuff. I want to update some of my headshots, so I want to get some more character-specific clothing. So I'm allocating $20 for that, and I also have to go to the eye doctor, which is going to be $90, but then I also have to purchase glasses and contacts, which is like another $100 and something. Yay, astigmatism. So that is my tracker. And now for what I have planned in March, we have these guys here. I annotated that I'm going to Fresno in case I want to film it. If not, that's fine. I have a plethora of ideas that I can film as well. And these two for sure, I've already filmed this busy week in my life. Like I said, it's gonna be uploaded on the 14th. And then today, this is today's, what we're doing right now. I'm filming this. I've also, and I've taken this from another creator here on YouTube, April Lynn Alter. I mentioned her in my last video because what I've been doing is doing reflections and reviews on my videos, because again, I want to focus not on the numbers, but more on what I'm saying. Am I being more succinct with what I'm talking about? Because that's something that I want to work on. And what my thumbnail looks like, my titles, like that kind of stuff I want to keep track of. So I did that for this month, especially because I uploaded 6 videos, and I have a better understanding of like what I want. And I also feel like it's going to guide me to really personalize my brand and really have a curated vision, you know? So hopefully something real good comes from that. And lastly, I'll end here with my March month. Yes, I keep track of when street sweeping is because in the spirit of saving money, I sacrificed a lot of different things moving into this apartment. And one of those things was my parking. Oh, I also got a parking ticket. I'll add that to my budget, which was a nice $60. I think it's actually $58, which is much better than like paying $150 for parking every month, but it could have been avoided and I'm just angry about that. Anyways, street sweeping happening every other week. I'm hoping that these TBDs are happening as well. That would be great. Otherwise, I am working a couple of days here and then, and then we're planning to go out of town the last weekend of March. Yay! I don't have any other big plans. We might hang out with our friends this month too. I'm also being very particular about my hangouts because again, the budget is tight. So I can only afford maybe 2 hangouts a month, which is fine. Like I love being home. I love doing these videos. I love being creative here with just my laptop. Like it's fine. I'm not complaining about that. Also, again, I have street parking. I don't want to mess that up. I don't want to come home in the middle of the night having to circle and circle and circle around trying to find parking. So not too crazy about that. I mean, not too worried about that. Obviously, I'll be going out of town, so like that'll be sufficient for my body to be like, oh my gosh, we socialized, yay. Okay, I think I covered everything. Actually, I did take notes here, so let me just look back at my notes to see if I did cover everything. So that way my boyfriend can come out of the bedroom because I told him to stay in there. Yeah, no, I covered all of it. I love that for me. Okay, I'm so thankful that that is still recording. I tried a new mic. We'll see if it works because the last time I tried one, it didn't work for me. It's a user error. It was me. I don't know what I was doing. Well, I think that's all I have now. Thank you so much for joining me on this day. I don't know if it's going to be a Thursday or Friday. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you subscribing and liking this video because it really does support my channel and it supports me. I'm on a growth journey, so I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm really close to 500 subscribers. Like I'm really close, and I would love to hit that by the end of March. That would be amazing. Obviously, I know that in order to get paid, you need that 4,000 hour watch time. I'm nowhere near that. I'm really close to 310 hours. I'm just saying, if you want to leave my videos on a loop and just hear me talk, that's fine too. That's fine too. It'll help my insecurities because I feel like people don't want to hear me talk, but this is the year of overcoming our challenges, of overcoming fears. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you next time. Again, I'm planning to have an upload schedule of every Saturday, so please come and join me, and I will see you on Saturday. Okay, love you, bye.